wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Yeah, what's going on? Welcome to the KVJ show. Here we go, Monday. Right at it, baby. Yeah. Coming off that excellent weekend. Kentucky Derby. Ooh, mint juleps. Party hats. Beach cleanups, all kinds of good stuff.
It was fun.
I had such a great time. There were so many KVJ Nationers out there.
Yeah.
People were ready to throw down.
They were, huh?
Oh, yes.
Okay, the dog track was humming.
They were humming, and those people that wanted to throw down was KVJ.
Okay.
We were like the Pied Pipers of party.
Well, that's kind of good. You got to have a party leader, right?
You knew we were there.
That's
for sure.
Okay. Definitely made some noise.
They kept giving us a hot mic.
Ooh.
Hello, everybody.
A hot
Yeah.
mic and drink tickets.
Oh, well, that's quite a combo, isn't it? They know how to do it.
I looked in my purse on Sunday. I still had like 10 drink tickets.
I also found a bunch of bets I made that I didn't even check. I don't even know if I won on these things.
Let me
Okay.
see them.
I don't, because we did have some luck.
We were making these bets, but yeah, unless you know how to read the ticket and you know which horse won.
Did you do the complex where you're throwing combos out?
I did. I did the shuffle. I asked the woman that was running the thingy. I go,
How to do this?
give me a little variety pack of your own accord, and she did just that.
So you had her basically pick your horses?
I had her give me a little shuffle. I was like,
Where are the tickets?
I don't know. I thought they were in my wallet. Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, you know what? We will check later, and then I will do a follow-up story.
Hopefully we didn't win, and you've got like a ticket worth hundreds, and we don't know where it is.
I don't know. I clearly went to the ATM, though. Man, I got to check my ATM.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's what Monday's all about, right?
Yeah.
Trying to put it all back together. So there we go. So some fun stuff. We'll recap everything from the weekend and get you caught up with life. It's happening right now, baby. You can see all the cultivated outfits we got going on today. KVJ TV is rocking on YouTube.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
What do you think about this, Jay Bird? Because you definitely know quite a bit about John Mayer and Larry David.
I do know a lot about. Oh yeah, he dated his daughter.
They were spotted
Oh, wow.
out again together, having dinner, looking like something's going on, sitting next to each other Saturday night. Yeah, John Mayer and Kvj David.
She also dated Pete Davidson.
She did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I know it all, Kev, when it comes to the celebs and who they're dating.
Okay.
She's 26 and he's what, 40?
He's my age. He's
Okay.
going to be 44 in June.
Okay. 26 and 44, you think that's perfect?
Look, I don't have comments.
For him.
Yeah.
For him.
For sure.
It's perfect. Well, if you were like us and you were all excited about the Derby on Saturday, here's a little bit of how that went down. The excitement.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby. And off to a solid beginning here. And it will be Medina's Spirit who comes out the best to take the early lead. Mandaloon fighting for the front. Medina Spirit battles on. Hot Rod Charlie on the outside. Essential Quality on the far outside. The four of them heading to the finish in the Kentucky Derby. Here's the wire. Bob Baffert does it again. Medina Spirit has won the Kentucky Derby.
Wow.
So Bob is like the owner that if you watched the Kentucky Derby last year, he took a header on live TV.
Oh, did he really?
Homie,
Oh, man.
Homie fell down. I
Whoa.
remember I was watching it with my family. I'm like, I'll have what he's having.
Wow.
He fell down on
Really?
live TV
Oh,
last
dang.
year. But yeah, he won last year and then he won again this year.
Yeah, he is now tied for the most. He has 7 wins, I believe.
Wow.
In the Kentucky Derby. So no other trainer has won as much as he has.
Wish I had my tickets. Check them out right now.
I think you might have picked Hot Rod Charlie to show.
I know there's some money. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
some
'cause
money. I
Is there
think.
some money you laid on the table?
Yeah, and I think I got a little taste back.
Definitely some money we'll never find.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gone forever.
At least you know in your heart you're a winner.
Yeah.
And finally here, Irv Gotti got himself into a little bit of a mess on social media. You know, Irv is the founder of Murder Inc., the iconic R&B record label. And so he's very connected to a lot of these rappers and artists and was good friends with DMX. But I guess he put it out there that DMX died from a bad dose of crack and fentanyl. And I guess he didn't really have that information coming from any medical professionals because
Okay.
none of them have released any kind of information
Right.
about what killed DMX. And so everybody kind of came down on Irv like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you talking about stuff you don't even know about?
Right. It's not your business.
Right. You don't have the autopsy because it ain't even done yet.
Right.
So, yeah. Irv Gotti took to Instagram to apologize and profess his love for DMX and said that he thought this was just something widely reported out there already.
Half of Twitter forgave him. Half of Twitter got even angrier.
Okay.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
The KVJ Show will be right back. 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
One of my favorite things is when I'm out in public and I hear people fighting with each other and I start to eavesdrop of what they're fighting about. There was this couple fighting in the parking lot of Walmart, and I was trying to listen to all of the details, but if I would have kept on listening, it would have been so obvious I was all up in their business. All I could get from it was he stayed out all night. And she was mad at him for staying out
Yeah.
because she was saying things like, You can't stay out all night and expect me to kiss your ass. It doesn't work like that, Sean. It doesn't
how
work
it
like that,
works.
Sean. And then she goes like this. She does that.
It doesn't work like that,
She
Sean.
goes like this. I am not the one. I am not the one. And I'm like, oh, what is going on here? I wanted to hear all of the details.
Wow.
And I started getting closer, and it was just going to look too obvious, and I was eavesdropping on it.
Well, that's a good one.
But I love hearing the people saying some. I've heard some pretty crazy stuff.
Oh, sure.
People talking.
Yeah, and if you're on the flip side of that, you hate being that couple that has the meltdown out in public because you know everybody just listened to what you just said.
Oh, totally. It's so
yeah.
juicy.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, gosh, man, I really wish I could have him behind closed doors.
That happened with some of Howard Stern's people that were on his show. I guess they were having lunch somewhere, and they were talking crap about Howard Stern, and they were on the staff, and people overheard it and then told Howard Stern.
Oh, no way. Wow. What kind of stuff were they saying about him? Do you
Not
remember?
good stuff.
Not good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Dang.
What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
We have a little mystery in my neighborhood that I can't seem to figure out what the heck is going
Oh,
on.
exciting.
So Rocco has this pedal car. You maybe have seen it on my Insta story. It was given to him by Joe Ponton, whose son outgrew it.
Okay.
But this little thing is cool. It's called a pedal car, and it's low to the ground, and you pedal it, but it's like got like really cool little racing tires. It goes super fast.
Is it the one where you charge it and then you go out and run on it?
No. You don't have to charge it at all. It's completely operated by pedal. It's like a bike, but it's low and it sits down like a little car.
Okay.
It's so cool, and everybody comments about how cool it is. But you know, Rocco is about to be 6, and so he's not really like great about keeping up with his stuff. And he'll ride it around the neighborhood and then take it to a little friend's house down the street and then forget to get it. And so it'll be missing for like a day, and then it'll turn back up. Well, it's been missing now for like 4 days. And we've called all his little friends. We've gone all around the neighborhood. We can't find his pedal car.
Someone stole it.
I hope nobody stole it.
Do you need the investigation team of Jay Bird and Denny's to go out and look?
I think I need to hire you guys.
Okay.
Yeah? How much they charge?
We will honestly do it for a meal.
They work for pizza,
Oh, they do? Okay.
which ironically Rocco does too, so they can all team up together.
Okay. That's nice.
4 days if I was a cop, and I'm not, we would chalk this up as a full-on thievery.
I just don't understand why someone would take it and keep it this long. Like,
They love it.
it's been
Yeah.
gone before, but it always comes back like within 24 hours.
Okay.
It's going on 4 days.
Okay.
Oh, I love a good caper. I'm all in on this one. This is priority one. Everything else drops today.
Okay. You gotta find that pedal car.
My baby's sad.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
let's go.
I can't have my sad baby.
I got some interesting emails when I talked about, man, I don't know. I think maybe I could be a nudist. I'm getting to that point where I'm thinking maybe just one of these days I possibly could. And I guess I'm in the right spot to do it because there's a study that found that Miami is the best city in America for naked gardening. Did you know that?
It makes sense, Kevin.
Yeah, it does.
When I lived by those swingers when I was a kid, they were always gardening naked. And they would bring people over and have groups doing naked gardening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of talk about nudity and nudist colonies and things that are going on. In fact, BuzzFeed talked to a couple nudists about what it's like being in the community and what they like most about being nudists.
I actually would say the people. Like, it's fun to be naked by myself, but I would say it's actually the community. It's something that I never expected.
I would say, you know, the freedom, body acceptance that comes along with it.
Honestly, it's how they made me love me. I didn't love all of myself before that.
When I first got out there, I was worried it was going to be so embarrassing. People are going to be staring at me, watching me and all that. Not even close to being the case. No one's paying attention to you because everybody's naked.
I mean, doesn't it sound like such a wonderful thing?
I remember when I talked to one of the head dudes that runs it. They're really like that. They don't judge. They
Yeah.
are just if I was out there naked with me, not having any kind of butt,
Right.
having you know long nards, they're not going to at all judge me. They're going to welcome me.
Yeah.
And I
It
like
sounds
that.
like more of a spiritual thing than anything at all sexual.
I love it.
In fact, they were talking, you know, the one thing is, especially a young guy might be like, oh, I don't know, if I get around a bunch of naked chicks, you know, something might happen. And they were saying that that's not really the case.
And
First of all, I think people are afraid. They have more self-control than they realize. So I think the fear is that, oh, I'll totally lose control. And then when they're in the situation, they're like, oh, I don't feel like this is sexually charged.
A lot of guys who are curious about, you know, going to the nude beach or something like that, they seem to be terrified of this happening. I'd say 99% of the time, it's not going to happen.
It's not 99% of the time, but that one time, that 1%er, boy, that's embarrassing.
And I think they'd be cool about it too, as long as you're not doing anything with that
Right.
thing. I think
Yeah.
like, it's nature. We
Yeah.
understand. Go bathe in the cave.
Right, no air thrusts. Just, you know, calm down. You and your flagpole, take a seat over there.
Hey, time out.
And is part of it too, you know, I think a lot of nudists
Yeah.
are past their prime of sexy.
Yeah, I think
So
that, I
if
think
there's
an
nobody out
age
there
for
that's
it.
sexy,
Right.
you don't have to worry about popping a bone piece.
You're right. I think it's something that you age into. You would think it would be a young person's game, but it's not.
You don't see like a perfectly hot 22-year-old beach goddess.
They get naked for other reasons.
They don't go to the nudist camp.
I'm telling you right now, I didn't even realize it, but I'm growing one of those nudist ponytails right now. I have a nudist ponytail. A lot of guys have the long ponytail.
You're just months away from getting a red sports car.
And I kind of have the gross body too that I always
See, you're getting ready, man.
I'm so ready to be a nudist.
You're a cliche.
All of it. It's coming together, man. That's great. All right, well, coming up, we'll run down the KVJ weekends for you, including Jaybird's very spiritual experience. What has happened to him? And there's an odd thing that he does every single night. Maybe there's a spiritual tie into this as well. We'll talk about it next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
All right, interesting weekends for everybody. We were out doing a beach cleanup. Thanks, everybody came out to that at MacArthur Beach State Park on Saturday. It was nice to get back out there. It was our first KVJ Volunteer Army event since the pandemic. And it was really their first beach cleanup, too. So everybody's kind of, you know, starting to get back to some of the normal activities. they
It's
used to do.
weird, like to be around people and doing events again. It's just, I felt awkward. at first. Like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, what am I supposed to do? I'm outside, but do I leave my mask on? And this person wants a hug?
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, the more you do have some cocktails, you struggle with a mask. It just it doesn't go on as
And the more
as well.
cocktails you have, the more hugging you start doing. I was
Sure.
hugging all kind of people at the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why they wanted to try to shut down the bars, because they noticed these people are having drinks, they're not wearing their masks, and they're hugging a lot.
Yeah,
Some are
I
doing
know.
more than that.
I had to tell Virginia to get off me.
Yes, that's kind of what happens.
I was in the bathroom at one point at the Kennel Club, and then I came out of the bathroom, and there was a bunch of girls in there, and we all started hugging, and it was weird.
The Kennel Club was going off.
Yeah.
There was a lot of nationers out there.
It was popping, yo.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. It definitely looked. There's some interesting videos if you want to go see. I think it was on the Instagram story. You got Bird making some bets. You can see there a little dance thing with you and Virginia.
Oh, yeah. I took a big chance with the Virginia thing because a lot of people were watching, and she had no idea I was going to do an impromptu dance thing. And it could have turned terrible, but the witch went along with it and danced with me.
It worked out.
If she would have shut me down, it would have been terrible.
No, I could never shut you down. Not with them moves.
You never know. You just never know. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
You look like the belle of the ball, Virginia. You had on the big old hat, beautiful little sundress kind of thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My girlfriend started selling clothes, and so that dress is from her collection.
Okay.
She does those little sip-and shops now where you go over to somebody's house and you shop and drink, and I bought so many clothes.
Were there a lot of people that were dressed up? Was that kind of the thing that they did?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
So people that like get it, dress up and wear a hat and get all into the flair of it. I would say maybe a quarter of the chicks got dressed to the nines and wore a hat to the Palm Beach Kennel Club and got in the spirit of it all.
Okay.
I think some people just don't know too, and then they were just showing up to just to bet and hang out.
Okay. So you just had your regular crew kind of there as well?
Yeah, you did have a lot of regs.
Yeah.
It was a lot of great fun.
Okay. Yeah, good times out there. So that was one of the things that went down this weekend. If you check out the KVJ social media, you can get an idea of what's going on. One thing that Jaybird posted up yesterday was a video of a cardinal. We've talked about that before, the significance of it. Kind of an interesting spiritual connection because a lot of people believe that there is a significance with cardinals. And it could be maybe a messenger from the other side.
Which I really recommend. And if you are into this kind of stuff, go to our KVJ Facebook page and just read all of the stories of people with the red cardinal and things appearing when they're either trying to communicate with a loved one that's passed away. I was in the middle of meditating, and a lot of times when I do that, I try to connect with somebody that's passed away, and I was trying to contact my mom. And as I'm meditating, I hear this chirping going on, loud chirping. I get up and look out my window, and there's a red cardinal right there, all within seconds of me trying to reach my mom. So I took the video, put it on our Facebook page, and so many people had stories, which they make you feel good.
Sure, absolutely. It's comforting for a lot of people.
It's beautiful.
It's from a sad place, but I think with a spiritual, nice ending there.
Now, you've got two interesting spiritual phenomenons, even outside of the cardinal, is apparently if you wake up at the same time every day, there's some kind of significance to that. And you say you've been doing that the exact same time. You look at the clock, and it's always this time.
Well, I was talking with my buddy JR, who is my mom's best friend, was Joyce, and that's his mom. And we were talking over the weekend, and she passed away, a few years ago, a couple years ago. And he said that every time, a lot of times he wakes up at the same time in the morning, at the same exact time. No alarm clock.
Yeah.
Just 4:12, right? I forget exactly the time, but it was like 4:12, something like that. And he's telling me that story.
Because Denny's wakes up at 4:20.
He does. You're right. So it's he's telling me that story, and I realized the same thing happens to me. I wake up at 3:08 all the time. Whether if I doze off in the afternoon for a few minutes, I'll wake up and I'll look at my clock and it's 3:08. Or if I wake up in the morning out of the blue, it's 3:08 without any kind of an alarm clock. And they say when that happens consistently, that means a loved one is waking you up trying to say, "Hey, I'm here." And 308 is also my home address of my childhood address back in Lake Park.
Okay.
308. Coincidence? I think not. 308's it's always been a big number in our family.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not sure how the audience thinks about this stuff.
I think it's one of those things, either you believe it or you don't, because there's really no proof that is out there, at least what you would say, bona fide proof. But I think a lot of people, there's just a feeling that I think that a lot of us have. And so people have that feeling and they say, I believe, and that's really what belief is. It is really still thinking that something is true, even though you're lacking of the actual proof.
Well, why do I keep waking up at 3:08 without any kind of alarm clock? I'd like a naysayer to say, well, this is exactly why. They'll probably say,
body rhythms.
In my head, I'm already waiting for it. Body rhythms.
You already are a shifty sleeper. You don't sleep soundly through the night anyway, so you've probably woken up many times. You just only recognize when it's at 3:08.
Because it's a significant number to me.
It's planted in your head. There's a term for that when something's planted in your head and you think there's significance attached to it.
Or is that just us being numb and dumb and ignoring signs?
There's two sides of it, whichever one you choose to believe in. And I would say that I think more people believe than don't. Now, there's kind of an interesting connection because today is National Paranormal Day. Interesting day to celebrate. And if you look at that, how many people believe in something else like life after death? 80% of Americans say they believe in ghosts. 80%.
That's a ton.
That is a pretty big number.
Do they ask everybody this question, though?
Yeah, it's always about the sample size and who you ask with any survey, but that's what they say. 80% of Americans say they believe in ghosts. 45% believe even though they've never seen one, and 35% believe because they have seen one.
Well, I've been
think they have.
I've been talking about ghosts on the air since I got on the show, and when I first got talking about this stuff, a lot of people were making fun of me. A lot of people were calling me a liar. I would say that has shifted. More people seem to have a story to go, yeah, you're not so crazy, Bird. Mm-hmm. Which it feels
And now
good.
you got a Weird Whatever podcast. Look at how it's just grown.
And people are sending me all kinds of weird videos, Virginia, and I love it.
Well, as we get older and crazier, the people listening are also getting older and crazier.
True,
so
yeah.
we're in it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of people always sending us photos. In fact, somebody who let us know about the National Paranormal Day today had sent us a photo where they were out at a campsite, and there is a green image that is in their photo.
I did analyze that.
Yeah, and what did you take away from that?
You know what? It's one of those things where so many people are going to say it's part of the fire.
Okay, yeah. And that you never know, because when you do have a fire and it's playing tricks with the lens, it's a green image in there.
I'm not to poo-poo, but
I hear you.
We have to do that.
Somebody else had sent the one where, have you seen the photo where there was a roadside accident that resulted in a death, and there looks like a blurry image that's standing like right where it was?
Oh, my.
No.
Yeah, okay. Somebody had sent that as well.
That's scary.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, so there are those kind of photos out there.
I asked Vicky before, you know when you drive by places and you see the little memorial, I go, well, can spirits just chill out there? She goes, oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause they're revisiting where they passed.
Wow. So Jaybird into the paranormal is actually got a guest spot on Ozzy Osbourne's Ghost Show. We've got an update on exactly when you might be able to see him on there, what is going to be featured, and we got a fun little question for everybody here on the show. There seems to be a formula when they make horror movies, something ghostly and scary, where if you introduce drugs or if you wind up having any kind of like nookie, you always wind up dying.
Oh, if a girl shows her boobs in the horror movie, she's not going to live through it. It's just not going to happen.
80% of Americans believe in ghosts. Jaybird definitely would be in that percentage. And he's captured ghost footage that has made national TV shows before. And it's also something that's going to be featured on Ozzy Osbourne's show that he has put together with his son. And you've got kind of an update on when we might be able to see that footage, Bird?
Yeah, they've already filmed it. It's already ready to go. Mm-hmm. It's going to be Season 2, Episode 10 on the Osbournes Want to Believe.
Okay.
So there's not a date yet, but there's a episode that is going to be on Episode 10.
And they're showing the ghost footage where you're in bed and the ghost rips off the covers.
Yeah, I guess Ozzy analyzes it or reacts. I've never seen the show.
Okay.
But I can only imagine how awesome it's going to be.
The other show that you were on really did kind of an outline and showed the ghost, and I think it kind of even brought you new awareness seeing it through their eyes.
They did a 5-minute segment on it and a really good job. They broke it down. They did the zooms, the outlining of it.
Yeah, because you're just laying there all of a sudden without you moving, your cover goes in the night. Yeah.
We can repost that again. I know we always post it, but every time we talk about it, there's somebody who has not seen that footage.
Yeah, and the cool thing, you guys did such a good job, you can't even see the fishing line.
Oh, believe me, I've been called out. There's people who definitely think all that's lies.
Well, there seems to be a formula when it comes to making a horror movie. It's always the people who do these kind of things that wind up dying. Basically, if you're a person who introduces drugs or you have any kind of nookie, you're likely going to die. And you can kind of see it. Somebody brought this up the other day, too. We were talking about that. When you're in a dark, scary house, why is it that, one, you don't turn on any lights, and two, you always run upstairs instead of running outside?
Yeah, and why are you always investigating the most horrific sounds in the middle of the night? Let me go see what that was. I heard someone scream.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
No, I'm not either. I'm like, Kim, check that out. So, who on KVJ show do you think would be the first to whip out liquor or drugs, thus ending their life in a horror movie?
It's gonna be so close, but I think Denny's.
This would be the closest race ever.
Well, I think Denny's beats out Virginia.
Denny's gets it first.
He's the fastest to introduce because it's not about necessarily who uses the most, but who would be, if you're just kind of chilling around, be like, hey, man.
Virginia's too big of a personality to die right away. It's going to be Sweet Denny's, unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
If we're going with the rules of what you're saying, with the drug or the alcohol use.
Do they kill dirty hippies often in horror movies?
I would not do well either. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Me and Denny's are going to die.
Okay. Yeah, now the other thing that they often wonder, too, is it seems like anybody who ever has nookie, they're gone.
Yeah, and that's usually, I would say, victims 3, 4, or 5, around there in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who do you think that would be? Would that be
the first? Well,
you?
You would either do. I think it has to be probably. Yeah, because you're not going to have sex with the queen.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
So you think me and Panda?
You know, possibly me. If I would bring a date. And that's how it would go down.
You and Panda?
No, not me and Panda.
You took my man.
I kind of fall in a few of these categories, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm wondering who would trip and fall.
That would be me as well. Okay. That one really probably is the one for me.
Who do you think on the KVJ show would go to actually explore that mysterious sound? Would any of us who would be the most curious to do that?
Not Kevin, although Kevin should, but it wouldn't be Kevin.
That, I think, is the toughest question to answer.
Maybe Virginia if she's drinking, but if she's drinking, she's already dead.
Or maybe Suits.
Would Suits investigate?
He's a curious boy.
That's the toughest one to answer. Who on the show would be the first to die? Is it Denny's?
I think
Because he
it's
comes right out and he's like, hey, man.
He's so peaceful. He's so
Look what I
easy to
brought.
kill.
Yeah, you kind of ramp up into murder because, you know, you want to start with the easiest.
Right.
And I know Bird typically is the easiest to kill, but his death would be more entertaining.
Yeah, you have to hold off a little bit on me.
Yeah.
Only because Denny's is probably going to, bring out some wacky tobacco, and that sets off a chain of events that horror
It does,
movies.
yeah. And then who ends up being the one lone survivor? One person seems to make it even though they're torn and tattered.
I think it's Ralston.
I think it's Kevin, yeah.
It's usually the one that's the purest as well.
Okay.
According to some of the rules of the horror movie.
Really? Okay, so purity.
They do call him Boy Scout.
I mean,
Well, that's what you call me.
I just don't think you're going to be
And by
fornicating.
they, I mean us.
You're not going to be out there drinking, smoking,
Okay.
making love,
Humping.
All the fun things.
That's why you survive.
They keep the most boring guy around. Why is that? That's the guy you should kill first, right? Let's get the boring guy out of here. Come on. Got some birthdays here today to talk about. Got to say a big old happy birthday to Eric Church. Big old country star. He's an A-lister.
Is he the modern day George Strait?
I don't know about that. I don't know about, making connections to George Strait, but he's an A-lister. He's got the #1 album in the country.
All right. Just trying to figure it out over here.
We're just big George Strait fans.
Yes. He's 44 today. And Damon Dash, he's 50. Did the Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z.
Okay.
So he is half a century today. Also, got to say happy 19th birthday to my twins, Anya and Natalia. Love your mom, Rachel. Also, Ricky celebrated her 3rd birthday on Sunday. Thanks to Jay Bird trying to help Virginia pick out Rocco's name. We call her Ricky Dicky Sinicki when she is sassy. And there you go. And she looks like she's got a little sass in her.
She is adorable.
Yeah, she is.
Funny.
Don't you just want to scoop her up and just hug her?
She honestly would be great in a movie, right? With a kid.
Totally.
You see that she would just be, she should be in movies. That's amazing. Thank you for sending that in. Also, want to give a birthday shout out to my young KVJ listener in training, Riley, turning 5 on May 3rd. She loves the Denny's or Animal and Think Fast bits.
Okay.
Very nice. We love you, Riley, Mommy, Daddy, and Isla. She's going to be very excited because we got Think Fast coming up here.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So hopefully you guys are all ready for that. Got a birthday? You want to get it on the KVJ Show? You can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Coming up here in a second, we've talked about that Mandela effect where there's a large group of people that believe something to be false and they are like, no way, I grew up with that. That actually happened. A lot of times it's scenes in movies. And it's kind of interesting because there was a thread that I was reading over the weekend. There's a Mandela effect that happens with You've Got Mail.
There's a ton of them out there, and they all do. So many people think these things are facts, and they're not at all.
It's a weird phenomenon because how can all these people swear to believe in something that is not true? And it's like, for instance, that whole Luke, I'm your father, they think they got the line wrong in that. It's a lot of movie lines and things like that that make up what is the phenomenon of the Mandela effect. And I'd heard one that I'd not heard before, but there's so many people on this thread that were fighting back and forth about the movie You've Got Mail.
They're fighting over You've Got Mail?
Well, over what had happened. Somebody started off the thread by saying, what happened to the scene at the end of the movie? And spoiler alert, if you don't want this 20-year-old movie to be spoiled for you, flip it. But Kathleen is reading to children, and then the camera pulls away, and it reveals to be a version of her bookstore, Little Shop Around the Corner, that has been rebuilt inside of Joe Fox's bookstore. It's a happy ending. And so they were talking about what happened to that scene. Why did they edit that out? Because they're doing that a lot. They find something to not be PC today and it has an age well. And so it gets edited out. People are like, well, what was wrong with that scene that they edited that out of You've Got Mail? And somebody said that was never in the movie.
That was never in the movie. I know the movie very well. I do love that movie. That is not how that movie ends at all.
And people started fighting about it, saying, no, that I vividly remember that scene. She's there reading to kids, and it pulls away, and that's how it ends. And all these people are like, whoa, we got a Mandela effect here. Because it was crazy how many people on this thread were fighting and insistent on the fact that that scene existed in You've Got Mail. And finally, somebody that I think was like on the crew said, we never shot that. That was not in the movie. That didn't happen. I don't know why everybody thinks that scene happened. But it's a weird phenomenon. How can so many people swear and fight over a scene they remember vividly that just never even happened?
It is very weird. We get these all the time, too.
Yeah, so that's added another one. They keep adding them to the list that we always keep running down because I find it to be such an odd phenomenon. And I know there's things that I've had where I could have swore that was in that movie.
The other one that I don't know if we ever talked about it was the whole Jif and Jiffy peanut butter. So many people think it's Jif, but it's not. It's Jiffy. There's a whole group of people that think it's Jif peanut butter. No, it's not. It's never been Jif peanut butter. It's Jiffy.
It's Jiffy.
Yes.
See, I have to
now I have to go look it up.
Right? It's Jiffy. Oh, now I'm questioning it.
It's Jiffy Lube.
Jiffy peanut butter, not Jif.
It says on the jar here, Jif.
Then it's Jif, not Jiffy.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Reverse it. People think it's Jiffy.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Because they get confused with, is it Skippy? peanut butter?
There is Skippy.
Yeah. So they married. Whoa, boy.
Wow. That was a little messy, but I think we figured it out. I'm sorry. See, the confusion with Jif.
See, that's how the Mandela effect happens. You hang out with Jaybird, and then
he
you start
makes it
believing
worse.
that it's Jiffy peanut butter when it's not, and you confuse your own thinking.
Totally wrote that backwards.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Threw me for a spin.
But people do. That's a big one for people.
Okay. Yeah, so that is a new one added to the list. If you're one of those people that believe that scene existed in that movie, apparently it does not. This is kind of a fun thing that we had talked about. Remember we talked about stock up, stock down. We were talking about anything from musical artists to actors. And if you were doing a trading company and you could actually trade careers on the stock market, how would you value people? Because now you can look at so many different things. In fact, there's a stock market trading company that created a theoretical stock price for musicians based on streaming data, how many awards they've won, their Billboard Hot 100 entries, existing sponsorship deals, and social media following, which seems like all those things you'd want to put together.
Absolutely.
And so they put together a list of who has more value according to what they've looked at. And if you had to guess, who do you think has a higher stock value according to all of this criteria? Drake or Kanye West?
Drake.
Well, I don't know. Does Kanye go up after Kardashian's gone? Maybe you get focused.
See, this is the thing, because we had that story and it was incorrect where they had talked about Kanye as the first billionaire. Remember all that story that was untrue, and they tagged him with what, the first black billionaire ever or something along those lines? I'm like, wait, none of this sounded right. And it wasn't right. It was done on Forbes projections of what his Yeezy brand should be worth in the near future, I think within the next 5 years. So it was an immature statement that they'd said, but something that theoretically could happen. So if you're talking about stocks, don't you want to buy on what could be high? But right now, they put Drake at number one, and they value his stock at $226 a share, with Kanye's only at $113, half of that. Kanye's number 8 on the list. Drake is number 1.
I wonder if it's weighted too, like maybe say merchandising doesn't count for as much as music.
Maybe. Drake does have new music out right now, and Kanye West, his last hit was... He did the gospel album, but it wasn't necessarily mainstream.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute since he's had a top 100 entry, right? 2014 maybe?
Drake just feels like he's been killing it and no slowing down.
Yeah, and I guess he does have a celebrity alcohol out there.
Yeah.
Kanye does not, right? Not to say that his alcohol is making more than Yeezys.
Yeezys are doing great.
I was still surprised, though, that a Drake stock would go at double the rate of a Kanye stock. I thought that was a little bit.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
I would question that one. Okay, what if you took Taylor Swift and pitted her against Beyonce? Who's got a higher stock value?
I think it's Swift only because she has she has some unbelievable stats currently with the last year. I think she's had 3 number 1 albums. That's why I think
they were retreads, but yeah,
it doesn't matter. Numbers
are
numbers, and that's why I
True.
would say currently Taylor Swift.
Do you agree, Virginia?
I know nothing about modern music.
I think I do agree. Beyonce hasn't been as out there as Swift.
Okay.
Swift is out there a lot.
Swift is out there a lot. In fact, she's number 2 at $170 a share, and they put Beyonce at $131. She's number 6 on the list.
Okay.
Okay.
We're kind of nailing it, Bird.
I feel real strong.
Okay, feeling good about that. What about The Weeknd versus Justin Bieber? Who has got a higher stock value according to this theoretical list from a stock market trading company about value of artists?
I don't want it to be Bieber, but I think it's Bieber.
It's definitely Bieber. Again, as annoying as he may be, he's in the game. And he's crushing
would
it.
Bieber play the Super Bowl?
I don't know if the Super Bowl is a good feather in the cap for The Weeknd because there's a lot of hype behind that.
Yeah.
But didn't Justin Bieber just have some kind of number 1 thing too?
He's got new music out. Yeah. Well, I mean, The Weeknd does too, arguably.
Is it number 1? Let me check the stats.
Go ahead, pull that up for me, Bird.
Weeknd, last hit.
Go to jiffypeanutbutter.com.
It's somewhere.
That's where all your
That's
stats
where all the
are.
stats
Well, so I typed in the weekend's weather. And guys, it's going to be pretty sunny coming up.
I love it when he goes, let me just check the stats, and then can't get to the stats.
No, it doesn't happen.
I'm your stat guy.
Doesn't happen very well. Yeah, Bieber's got the higher stock value, $169 a share. The Weekend at $111. Bieber's third on the list. The Weekend is ninth.
Okay.
On this theoretical list. If you had to go Post Malone versus Eminem, who's got a higher stock value?
Oh, Posty.
It's Posty right now.
Absolutely.
First one you missed.
What?
Post Malone, they got it 10th on the list at $93 a share. Eminem at number 5 with $145 a share.
I mean, think about Eminem's fan base. He's beloved.
I hear you, but what's he doing, like, on the current charts?
Dog, it ain't always about the current charts.
Dog, it's always about the current charts.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Check jiffypeanutbutter.com.
Katy Perry versus Billie Eilish. Who's got a higher stock value?
Eilish.
Eilish is up there. Katy Perry. See, it's tough for me to answer this because all I can see is Katy Perry's cringe.
Yeah, you're a Katy cat.
No, I'm not. I'm going to go Eilish by a hair.
It is Eilish by a hair. $77 to $75 or 12th and 13th on the list.
Okay.
Respectably. And the one I was surprised to see so low, Travis Scott. They've got it 11th at $86 a share. But this is the guy, first of all, last night he was at Live in Miami Beach. Place was absolutely crazy. I'd like to hear if anybody knows, how much did you have to pay to get in the door at Live last night?
Great question.
He's got the meal at McDonald's. I know that anything he puts up on Instagram, people have to wear his clothing line, Bowman, everything he
just
does.
announced that Astro World is coming back.
Yeah.
That's going to be massive.
Okay.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
Out of our sweet Denny's and our precious suits. Go. What do you got?
Who's got a higher stock value?
Yeah, we got the higher stock value.
It's going to be Denny's. He's got 3 signature bits on the KVJ show.
Dang.
And he could easily have his own weed strain.
Well, I mean, you got facts.
And podcast. Podcast.
Yes. So there you go. Dua Lipa was down at $41 a share. Surprised it was that low. And the one that really I don't know what I agree with, Harry Styles, they had it 20th at only $28 a share. Doesn't it feel like he should have a little bit more stock value?
Yeah. I do think Harry is very hot right now. He might be a little low.
But 20th behind J. Cole, Adele, Bruno Mars, Cardi B.
Sinicki or Pennington? Let's see here.
She's got the dirt. You got the Weird Whatever podcast.
We both struggle with alcohol. I
don't know. It's a lot to work through there.
We're both aging.
Yes. Well, aren't we all?
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Okay, you guys ready to think fast? Okay.
We're so ready.
Your team's a little slow today.
Oh, they are, huh?
The entire team.
Or Kentucky Derby.
We all went to the Kentucky Derby this weekend.
You guys are more tired than the horses that actually ran?
And then we came back to Sasquatch Recordings North, my house.
Saw a little jam session there online.
Where is that at?
That's on Instagram Live. No, Instagram Stories.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You guys singing the Rainbow Connection?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I didn't know I was getting filmed.
Oh, yeah, it was. You can hear Virginia's drunk singing in the back.
Oh, I bet.
Why are there so
She's got the
many?
camera. So I'm sure Whispers over here wasn't over-modulating at all.
Oh, it's so loud. It's so drunk.
Oh, I have to see this terrible video.
Slurring.
Oh, it's something. It's something.
I forgot the words, but still kept singing.
It was kind of like you actually had a Muppet there, though. With the sounds. It was pretty good.
It was more like a Fraggle.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We got Think Fast. You guys have to come up with something that makes sense here. The quickest in these different topics. Suits will help me judge this. All right, first up, something you'll see in the sky that starts with the letter F.
Fighter jet.
Frank.
Okay, what are we saying, Bird?
If I said Frank.
Frank?
Is that
Is
Frank?
that Super Frank?
I'm not. I'm really off today.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Super Frank.
Somebody tossing a hot dog.
Is it your friend Frank?
I don't know. Maybe because I was texting him earlier. He's on my mind.
Super Frank. I didn't know he had those kind of powers. Fighter jet. Yeah, we'll go with that.
You don't see him often. But...
Yeah, you'll see him this weekend. The Fort Lauderdale show going on.
Oh, look how topical I am.
Yeah, you are, Virginia. There you go. Nice work on that. Okay, Virginia, with the first point here. All right, think fast. A sport that requires a ball that starts with the letter C.
Cricket.
Cricket, yeah.
There has to be a better choice than cricket, right?
There's definitely a better choice than conch. You know, oddly enough, Super Frank loves conch, though.
I think for these dumb answers, you should be ejected.
I kind of actually agree with her, but I love this game so much, and I know people think I'm doing this on purpose. The sad thing is I'm not.
Okay. Croquet also works.
Oh,
Yeah,
croquet.
Cricket, yeah. Nice work, Denny's.
Yes.
Hey, Bird Yet he's struggling over there to get on the board here.
Come on, conch.
All right, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna
Okay.
stand up, actually.
You are, okay.
No, sit down.
He really can't find his place. He's not out of order. I mean, my goodness, he just can't get comfortable in his own skin
He looks
today.
like a whore in church.
Yeah.
I had a long weekend. I can't. That's like my skin. I don't feel comfortable in my own skin.
You don't look comfortable in your own skin today.
Well, you're wearing a full-on 1983 leather jacket.
Leather.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't
Leather.
insult that thing by calling it leather. That's not from a real cow. Okay, think fast. Something you'd find unattractive on a first date that starts with the letter D.
Drugs. Well, depends.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Depends what drugs.
You don't speak for me.
Yeah, not everybody, but some people. Dandruff. Dandruff is a good one. But yeah, oddly enough, take drugs. It makes it more interesting that way. All right, Super Frank's on the board. Okay, next up, think fast. Something you hide that starts with the letter V.
Volume.
Vodka.
Valium. Okay, yeah, I could go for that.
Piss. Pills. Not
What?
pills.
What did you just?
Oh, God.
Good Lord. What'd you guys do this weekend? Oof, what happened? I mean, my goodness. What is? I just. Good heavens.
Oh.
We sound like we are on something.
Wow. Good Lord. All right, Virginia with a 2-1 lead over Jay Bird and Denny's and Think Fast here.
We spent a lot of time together this weekend.
Yes. All right, Think Fast. It's a movie genre that starts with the letter F.
Friendship.
Foreign.
Fantasy.
I said foreign.
Denny said 4. I'm gonna give him the point. Yeah.
Friendship.
Friendship movies.
Yes.
They do make them.
Okay, Denny's ties it up with Virginia here. All right, Super Frank, you got to get one here or you're out.
Oh, man.
Okay. It's a summertime food that starts with the letter W.
Watermelon.
Oh! Just eliminated Super Frank.
Watermelon, Kevin.
Okay. All right, Denny's, you got to get the next 2 to win.
Jeez.
Take her down, Denny's.
It's a lot of
Okay.
pressure, though.
All right, think fast. A fictional character starting with the letter M.
Mega Man
Mega Man.
Yeah.
from Nintendo.
My mind broke.
Mega Man
Michael
Nintendo?
from the movie Michael.
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Okay, all right. I guess we'll go with that. Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse.
He's kind of a big character in Florida.
Avoid Denny's.
I can't believe that I stayed in with that.
Wow.
My brain broke.
Yes, me too.
Mega Man.
Okay, it's all tied up. Tiebreaker right here.
Nice answer, Spicoli.
Final one. Think fast. It's the subject of a photo you likely have in your phone that starts with the letter D.
Daughter.
Oh.
I'll go with that. Yeah. Oh! Denny's came back and won. Think fast.
Look at you.
Remember this: a loss for the witch is a win for the bird.
That is right.
Yeah.
Always trying to ride them coattails.
I think Virginia found that Valium she had hidden.
I started strong, but man.
Yes. Whoa, you took a nap there at the
pill
end.
kicked in.
Yeah. All right, who do you need to call out today and for what? We got a couple that are here. In fact, some that people had sent in on our mic drop feature on the free 97.9 WRMF app. Got one here that Zach had sent in for his Call 'em Out.
Hi, I just want to gently call out my neighbor who's in a motorcycle gang. He works on his motorcycle well after midnight, and it is not quiet. I have a 4-month-old baby who needs to sleep. If he wasn't so scary, I'd confront him. But instead, I hope he hears this on the radio and will just be cool.
Did he say he's in a motorcycle gang?
Yeah, I think he is in a motorcycle gang. I'm hoping it'll just be cool.
Do you know that for a fact? Because motorcycle gangs are usually not cool.
Good luck on that.
I'm talking about the ones that want to,
right,
rough you up, Virginia.
Oh, yeah. Because you know so much about motorcycle gangs.
I actually do. Back in the 80s, they were big in South Florida where they ran drugs and sex trafficking.
They might be in some,
Back in the
slightly
day,
nhưng things.
I don't know if that's still going on,
Might
but
be,
back in the 80s, it was very prevalent. South Florida had some issues.
I love that he doesn't want to go actually face him in person, so he's trying to do this on the radio and any way he can. Because you know what? You don't usually get your ass kicked just from like a mic drop on the radio, but Tammy sent one in as well. Here's her Call 'em Out.
I want to call out my boyfriend who is not prioritizing his health and our sex life. He has put on so much weight over the last year and has to take breaks during sex. We haven't had good sex since before the pandemic as a result.
Dang, that's a very public call him out.
Taking breaks during?
How crushed are you if you're the guy driving and you hear that? It's like, is that my girl?
Wow. Okay, so he can't finish a round, huh?
That's
heavy.
Well, if you I don't want to get. Never mind. I don't think I can say it. Never mind. I'm just saying, if you have to take a break, then you just go into an. Oh, all right.
What?
Never mind. I'm trying to say it in a radio-friendly way, but I know.
Yeah. What was your thought?
Kids are listening.
Yeah, they are.
I'm just saying, if you take a break doing the one thing, you can always do other things to keep things.
Watch TV.
Afloat. Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of speak.
Take off my nail polish. Feed the dog.
Crochet a pillow.
What things are you talking about?
I got to call him out here. Somebody said, I found a boot on my bleeping car in Sandalwood Lakes in West Palm Beach for no reason. I just bought my car. This is ridiculous. People have beat up cars and don't pay their HOA. My payments are current. I am now late for work and having to pay for an unnecessary inconvenience while I start my new job. I am pissed.
Dang.
Did they boot your car just because it wasn't registered yet because you just purchased it? That is messed up. These HOAs that put boots on cars, come on.
They can go straight to the devil. Seriously.
Well, what happened to giving somebody a warning first?
Oh, the warning is you owe them money. That's how it gets down in the HOA world.
Yeah, that's how you get a throat punch on a Monday morning from me.
There are some places that will tow a truck if it's there past midnight without any kind of warning. And they have these signs hidden under bushes where you can't, if you drive a truck, you have no idea this is even going down.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool. Okay, and this is a call him out. It says, I want to call out my mom for always leaving her poo stains in the toilet. Mom. Oh. Yeah.
What's going on, Mom?
Yeah, that's something maybe to be aware of. And,
some toilets don't do a good job.
And some butts pack a better punch.
There's toilets here at work that you have to double flush, ladies. If you're not, you leave behind remnant.
But let me...
Remnant? Is that what that's the official slang for that?
That's the French word.
But is it begs the age-old question, is it the toilet bowl or is it the butt?
It could be a combo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have some big poopers here. Yes, I will give you that.
When the wrong butt meets the wrong toilet.
Yeah.
It's pure hell.
But part of it's on you, too, girls. You got to look back and check the scene before you leave.
Okay.
If there's any evidence you were there, let's try to eliminate that.
But then everyone will always say, I get so skeeved out trying to clean a public toilet, I'm just going to go ahead and get on with my day. That's the attitude, Virginia.
You don't necessarily have to do any kind of labor. You can just double flush sometimes and get rid of the evidence. These girls aren't even taking time to double flush.
That we work with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we just all learned a lesson here. Also, a lot of road rage type stuff going on. Somebody wants to call out the guy that ran me off the road into the grass on Port St. Lucie Boulevard this weekend. When I caught up to him, he was cursing me out.
What?
What?
You might have accidentally cut him off. I've done that before and not realized it. Why does this guy want to fight me? This guy wants to choke slam me.
Oh, yeah, because I drive like a moron.
You got a lot of nerve, lady.
Maybe I'm talking about myself.
Okay. A couple of call them outs there. Jaybird, I believe that you've got to call out the thing that broke your fence.
Well, here's the issue. I've never met the one neighbors that live by me.
Your neighbors on the right, we don't know them.
I don't, and I don't want anything, I don't want anything awkward or uncomfortable to happen. But
Of course not.
I do notice that their dog, it packs quite a punch and it wants to eat me. When he sees me, that cartoon thing happens. I turn into that big steak. And he just wants to, and I've even tried to.
He's a vicious barker.
Well, he just, not only is he vicious, he keeps jumping up at the fence. So I can't, he's what he's doing is he's tearing down my fence every.
Yeah, here's a little bit of the audio from the post that you had put up. A nice little Sunday afternoon.
Look at my garden. Look at my fence. Hell no. Damn.
Yeah, Virginia's seen it before.
I didn't know that he had actually knocked one of the planks of your fence off.
It looked like, it looked like it was eaten in half. If you go to the video, it's torn.
It's torn, like the dog took his paws and ripped the fence from the post.
So I went to go pick up the thing from the fence, and its head comes jumping out of the fence.
Well, now he's got a peek hole.
Yeah, well, it's and how do people? We share a fence. I can't tell whose fence that is, because they don't have a fence.
But it goes around multiple sides of your yard, though, right? It's
You
on
have
either side.
3 different fences, though. You have a bunch of different fence stuff going on.
Yeah, so who's in charge of the repairs on what side?
You just have to fix your side because you cannot have that dog being able to look at you through the fence.
Well, then someone called me out for me.
Oh no, you got called out now?
Well, because I videotaped the dog and then put it up on social media.
That dog is crazy and wants to eat your face.
Someone said that wasn't cool of me as a neighbor, and that I'm basically doxing the dog. But okay, no one knows what's going on.
That dog's not going to be able to go out in public now.
That dog broke the fence
I
and
agree.
wants to bite your neck.
So you think I'm justified to film what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have to put up some new fencing.
Well, the other thing, I've been trying to win the dog over. Like, hey pup, hey, I'm on your side. The bird charm ain't working on this thing.
What if you throw him some pepperoni through the fence?
I never feed another person's dog.
True.
I don't. They get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another call them out that somebody had texted into us. This is about beach etiquette. Someone always call out the D-bag at Lake Worth Beach that came with the hugest beach umbrella and blocked all the sun. I was trying to get a tan. So be mindful, I guess, of your shade that you cast while you're at the beach. So there you go. All right, always about correcting people's behavior. You got anything that you want to call out, you can let us know.
You guys know how to fix a fence?
I think what you should do, they sell it at Home Depot.
Yeah.
It's bamboo fencing, but it's on a roll. So all you do is you put it against your existing fence, and then you industrial staple it to it, and then it's like a Band-Aid.
And maybe we can get a tall one, Kat.
You need a tall one.
We can start doing that naked sunbathing. You've been talking a lot about nudity, exploring.
Yeah, just you and I back there.
Well, we could bring Sweet Denny's.
Your fence in the back is weird because it only goes 4 feet high. So Rocco can almost see over it.
I have locked eyes awkwardly with a few people. Like, hey, what's going on? My boobs are out.
Yeah, we need to definitely build up your fence, but we can do it on the cheap.
Okay.
Any good call-em-outs? We'll do some of those as well. You can let us know, 877-979-WRMF. We do have some people that were doing it right, though. We have some positive call-em-outs. Somebody said, I want to call out my boyfriend for his performance this weekend. I think he knows what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Okay. Right. All right. Somebody else wants to call out their boyfriend for randomly sending them to the day spa over the weekend.
Aww.
Another example of doing it right. And you get an awe out of Virginia.
I love that.
So he can go to the Kentucky Derby and bet with his friends.
That guy's no dummy.
Have a call them out for Cheer Florida Electra. They won the Summit in their division, beat out at least 14 other teams in the finals. So there you go for coaches Jake and Imani for their support, hard work, and dedication. So nice job. Also, a couple of really cool stories that are out there today. Give the warm and fuzzies here on a Monday. There was an older lady in Canada that couldn't do her own makeup anymore because her eyesight is failing.
Aww.
So her 79-year-old husband went to a beauty school for some lessons.
That is adorable.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk about doing it right, huh?
So good.
Okay, that's what I thought. And somebody else wants to call out the bird bombs. My husband and I tried them the other night, and ew, maybe we did something wrong. What's the recipe? Maybe it's the type of coffee we use.
No.
We went through a whole bottle of Jameson, and other recipes we tried worked.
That's the right feeling. Confusion, regret. That's the bird bomb.
I don't think anybody ever said they taste good, right?
It's not about tasting good. The bird bomb's not about an enjoyable ride.
It's about not tasting terrible. They're not
really?
terrible.
Okay.
They're not great either, but they're not terrible.
Okay.
It's the most realistic drink out there on the market because life is a struggle. I mean, that's
so it tastes like life?
It tastes like life, baby.
It was created on a whim.
It's a life
There's
drink.
maybe an essence where it could be good, but it's not really.
It ain't, because it just...
Welcome to life.
It's like life. It picks you up and then it lets you down.
I can already see the commercial start happening. It's somebody whose life's not really going that well, but it's not completely terrible. There's maybe a rainbow somewhere with everything else that's terrible in his life.
It's the good and the bad of it, baby. It's the yin and the yang.
Yes.
The Tao. I love it.
The realistic flavor of life, bird bombs. Well, it's Monday. This might be the day where you're really focused on the fact that, not everything is going right. But, hey, that's just life. Ups and downs. If you want the realistic taste of life, have a bird bomb and check out the FML page. Stands for F My Life. People are just up there posting things, kind of going wrong in their life, but maybe putting a comedic spin on it because sometimes you just got to laugh about what's going wrong. Somebody said today while cashiering at Walmart, a creepy guy came in buying jumper cables, a car battery, WD-40, a Fisher-Price play guitar, laxatives, and one of each flavor of yogurt.
Wow. What a collection.
Curious about the interesting combination of items, I asked what he was up to. He simply said necromancy and then left.
Necromancy?
I believe that is making love to the dead.
I thought that was necrophiliac.
I don't know.
I gotta Google it now, Kevin.
What the hell?
What is it called?
Necro would be death. Mancy is, I believe, the...
Necromancy?
Loving of.
Yeah, I think you both are right. You're talking about the same thing. Boning the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I never heard that term before, the one you just said.
Well, you can take it.
I don't want
It's
it.
the same as a necrophiliac.
God,
it's
the same horrifying, creepy concept.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, think about throwing romance with the dead. That's
Yeah, I would steer clear of that guy if you ever see him again because something ain't right.
You hope he was kidding. You hope it's a joke. But you never know at
You
Walmart.
never know. I mean, some people are just dropping clues.
Several-
And afterwards, they'll be like interviewing her, and she'll say, oh my gosh, yes, he said necromancy, and they found 10 dead bodies in his backyard.
Many of the most prolific serial killers have ties to necrophilia.
They do. Okay, that's good to know. That's fun facts or not so fun facts?
Not so fun.
That's Jaybird's not so fun facts. I have to put that segment together for you.
You brought it up, dog. You brought up the necro.
Somebody else posted on the FML site. Today we tried to have sex for the first time, but I got so excited my blood pressure shot up and I got a nosebleed that didn't fully stop for nearly 30 minutes. Then when we tried again, she accidentally headbutted me. The scene looked more like murder than sex. FML. That's just tough.
Oh my gosh, what a mess.
Sometimes you just got to say, maybe not today. Maybe not today. Somebody else posted up, said, today I came home and heard a noise in the bathroom. I figured it was my girlfriend, so I went over, and as the door was closed, I told her not to close it because I'd seen her beautiful body before. Turns out it was her mom.
Oh.
That's awkward.
We're being called out, by the way, about this whole necrophiliac. The word you said and then necrophiliac, people are saying they're different things. The chat room's buzzing right now, Virginia. They're just saying you all are wrong again, and it's coming from multiple people. Necrophilia, I know, is of when you are sleeping with the dead. in a romantic way.
Necromancy, the supposed practice of communicating with the dead, especially in order to predict the future. Okay, so that's what it
Speaking
is.
with the
sorcery or black magic in general.
So you're speaking with them, not boning them.
I kind of want to blame,
which is good.
I want to blame more of that on Virginia because she kind of doubled down with it.
Well, yeah, I just pulled it up and it said dead, and so I just ran with it. But yeah, I didn't read it.
Okay.
Communicating with the dead, not taking them to sexy time.
Well, it makes you feel better, right?
Well, we learned something. I'm glad I learned about that because I communicate with the dead.
The always educational KVJ show.
So technically, I am the...
And you shop at Walmart. And you probably buy a lot of those items. You sure this wasn't Bird that was cited and posted on FML?
I don't buy yogurt. I buy ice cream.
Yeah. He's got values.
He would never buy yogurt. It's too healthy.
Yeah, that's just silly talk. Another one that posted here, somebody said, today my car ran out of gas a mile from my house, so I pushed it to the side of the road, called my dad for a ride, and then got something to eat while I waited. After hearing nothing, I pushed the car all the way home. After I'd recovered from my almost heat stroke, I noticed a missed message from my dad who told me that he saw my car on the side of the road and put gas in it for me.
Oh.
That's tough.
That's tough.
All he had to do was start it up. Instead, he pushed it all the way home. Somebody said, today my boyfriend decided to stop brushing his teeth because, quote, animals don't brush their teeth either. You know what else animals don't do? Smoke a pack of Marlboros every day.
Ooh.
Except for that one gorilla Jaybird talks about at the zoo that does smoke a pack a day.
There is one. There's a chimpanzee that has a drinking problem and a smoking problem.
If you are a smoker, though, and you've decided to stop brushing your teeth, it's just a matter of time before you're disgusting to everyone.
True. Yeah.
Please, brush your teeth if you smoke.
Also on the FML website, today after drawing a huge portrait of a homeless man to raise awareness about homelessness, I showed it to him. He then called me an a-hole and said he was just waiting for the bus. Okay, apparently he wasn't homeless.
Oh, how insulting.
That's very, don't, that's a tough thing to assume. Just don't assume that the guy sitting there on a bench is homeless. Chance he's just waiting for the bus. Today, my grandma called me to see how my oral surgery went. She gave me a kiss over the phone, but when I tried to make the kiss sound back to her, the bandages got in the way and it came off just sounding like a fart. I love you too. Somebody said, I'm a cop who had an unfortunate revelation today when I arrested my girlfriend of 3 months in a prostitution sting. Maybe the worst part was 2 other officers knew I was dating a hoe and never told me.
What?
Do you, when that happens, or do you start to work it out with her right then and there, or are you silent and wait till you guys are alone? Does emotion get the best of you?
It's kind of an immediate deal breaker, wouldn't you think?
I think you have to automatically address it right then and there.
I don't know. I don't think you say anything. I think you just try to pretend like it didn't happen.
Wow.
And arrest her and try to put it behind you.
Okay.
Just ignore it. Just bury it deep down inside. And
because if you bring it up, you're going to bring awareness. And there might be several people on the arresting team that didn't know you were banging a hoe.
That's tough.
But now you let them
Your
all
buddies
know.
don't tell you? I mean, you got to, right?
Yes.
Have to.
But only a couple of them knew, and they didn't say anything.
Because maybe they were doing it too. Plot twist. M. Night Shyamalan ending.
Wow. Boom. Necromancy.
We're getting necromancy. They spelled it out for us because we're saying it wrong.
It's a word I don't care to know.
It's not necromancy.
Who knows?
Yeah, well, necromancy.
Okay.
That's what they're saying.
All right.
Necromancy.
And there you go. There's your FML submissions brought to you by Bird Bombs, the realistic taste of life.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
That's a fun little game, little kid or drunk adult. We listen to what you left us here on the Mic Drop feature, and then we try to decide whether or not you were a little kid or a drunk adult when you did this. Okay, we got a couple different submissions that had come in here. This one is from Drew. What do you think, little kid or drunk adult?
Yo, KVJ, so was I a little kid or a drunk adult? I once took hot chicken noodle soup and poured it over my brother's head while he was sleeping. And then he woke up screaming and confused.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
You've been chicken noodled.
Wow.
He's screaming and confused. That's a tough way to wake up, man.
Okay, was Drew a little kid or a drunk adult when he did that? What do you think, Virginia?
I think he was a little kid.
I'm going drunk adult on this one.
I'm going to go little kid. Sounds a little pranky, I think, but this really could be a toss-up. But majority vote for little kid. Drew?
I was a drunk adult.
Dang.
I had a drunk fight with my girlfriend, and she told me that she was sleeping with my brother, but it turned out that she was totally lying to me. So, my bad.
Oh.
Whoa, wait, what? Oh,
what a
my
diabolical girl.
Wow.
Dang.
He's sleeping. She's like, oh, by the way, I slept with your brother. And then he dumps soup on him. She's like, psych.
It's a war out there, Pennington.
Mind games will get you nowhere.
Okay, Bird's the only one that got a point on that. Nice job there, Jay Bird.
Yeah.
All right, what about Cheryl here? Was she a little kid or a drunk adult?
Okay, so was I a little kid or a drunk adult? I let 7 cows loose from a pasture so they wouldn't be turned into hamburger. And one cow was still missing after a week. I confessed and got in massive trouble.
Okay. Let cows out of a pasture and got in trouble for it.
I think I'm going to go little kid.
I'm going to go little kid, too. That seems like a little kid thing to do.
Okay. I need to make up some ground. I'll go drunk adult.
All right.
Okay.
I was a drunk adult.
Wow.
I got probation, and I had to pay a $1,000 fine, I think it was, because I was a bovine freedom fighter.
I don't know what it is. I come from this part of the world where this kind of stuff happens. For some reason, farm people, when they get drunk, they gravitate towards cows. I don't know what it is. There's cow tipping. There's all kinds of stuff that rednecks love to do when they've been drinking.
I mean, there's no way cows are into cow tipping. There's no
They're
way
not
they
into
like
it.
that.
No, absolutely.
No, they don't
no.
like it.
It's not a good thing to do. It's not nice.
Hell no.
You
They're
shouldn't be doing
against it. They wear the shirt.
Okay.
We should stop that and make a movement against it.
Oh,
nothing.
Okay, Virginia, you have to get on the board here. I got one. Jaybird's got one. Little kid or drunk adult. Here is what Mindy left us on the Mic Drop feature on the free 97.9 WRMF app.
So we drew Devil Baby on my nephew's face in Sharpie, forgetting that his christening was the next day. And so the words only partially came off. And to this day, my sister finds no humor in the story.
Wait.
Okay, so she wrote Devil Baby on a baby's face?
The day before the christening?
Yes.
You're an animal. You had to be a drunk adult.
That's even for a drunk adult. That's just, you're an animal.
Were you just not thinking that the baby has a christening the next day and you thought that would be funny?
We hope it's you know what? I'm going to go little kid. Although I bet you anyone hates a drunk adult. I'm going little kid.
You're going little kid. I'm going to go drunk adult because Devil Baby seems like something a drunk adult would find funny.
Yeah.
And then they're not thinking about, you know what? This kid's got a christening tomorrow, dummy. Don't write in Sharpie on the kid's face. Are you drunk adult, Virginia?
I am.
Okay.
Drunk adult. I fully admit it was dumb. The photo from the christening, though, still makes me kind of laugh. Because if you squint, you can totally see Devil Baby on my nephew's face. Drunk adult.
You're a different breed.
Wow. Okay.
I totally understand why the mother of Devil Baby is still pissed.
You'd be a little upset, you think?
I would definitely still be pissed. And,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. The mother should have worked harder to get that ink off the face.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's try another one here. Little kid or drunk adult from Mark.
I stole a tractor and drove it to Walmart to buy more donuts for my friends.
Oh, man. That's a tough one.
That's got to be drunk adult.
I would think so, too. What do you think, Virginia?
I'm going little kid.
Going little kid. Okay.
A little kid. I grew up in a small town, and there were frequently several tractors at all times in the Super Walmart parking lot.
That's amazing.
I didn't see that one coming.
Okay. All right. There you go. And last one that we got here that somebody left for us on the Mic Drop feature, little kid or drunk adult. This is John.
So I peed on my dad's stamp collection. And I ruined everything, and when I did it, it was about $10,000 worth of stamps.
Whoa.
Oh, my.
Okay. Dad's stamp collection. All right. I would say drunk adult, right? It's typically when you pee on things you shouldn't.
I mean, it could go either way on this one.
This sounds like an angry kid, maybe. In your face, Dad. No?
I hope it was an accident, drunk or kid.
Okay.
You don't deliberately pee on Dad's stamp collection.
Yep.
Oh.
Little kid or drunk adult? I'm going to go with drunk adult, Bird.
Go little kid.
Me too.
Okay, 2 little kids.
I was a kid. I was, 6 or 7, somewhere in that neighborhood. I was old enough to know better. And weirdly enough, after I peed on everything, we got a lot closer. So I guess it was good in the long run.
What?
We got
Peeing on a stamp collection brought you closer together?
And how much did he say he lost on that?
I think 10 grand.
Makes you closer, huh?
I don't get it.
All right. You might have been drunk then. All right, you got a little kid or drunk adult for us. Leave us that mic drop. Just download the free 97.9 WRMF app. You go to the upper right-hand corner of the hamburger menu. It'll say 97.9 WRMF mic drop feature. And you can leave up to a 30-second little message for us there for little kid or drunk adult.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Apparently we had a UFO sighting on Palm Coast. William Fuentes has sent video of 2 orbs in the night sky floating around, and it made Fox News and a couple other outlets. I don't know if you got a chance to see the footage at all yet, Jay Bird.
I've seen some stuff about it, yes.
Okay, and what do you think? Anything credible or just who knows?
The truth is out there.
Okay, truth is out there, huh? Okay.
No, I'll just leave you with that.
So cryptic.
Yeah, so it's getting a lot of traction here, the sightings going on in Florida. They say Florida sightings follow a spike in general UFO reports in general. They say that unidentified objects in 2020 rose by some 1,000 nationwide compared to 2019 to more than 7,200 different sightings. And now with the video, this some of these triangle shaped is some of the footage that I'm looking at right now that they had there.
It's all happening. I mean, I think we're hitting the pinnacle with Elon Musk hosting SNL.
That he's going to reveal
Yeah,
alien agenda.
Muskie brings an agenda for sure.
Live television. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go. If you want to see that, there is some footage out there to check out. William Fuentes of Palm Coast filmed that here in Florida. Well, there were 3 thieves in Chile that tried to rob a guy at a gas station, but he had a natural weapon. What do you think he did? Sprayed him in the face with gasoline.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Smart move.
Right, that is. Psh, right there. It's right in front of you.
I love it.
And did he light him on fire?
No. They just sprayed him in the face with gasoline.
Well, would that stop somebody?
It'll burn.
It'll burn, but if you're all hopped up on the goofballs, I could still see you coming after someone.
I don't know. Let's try it.
I feel like I could go through it. I think I've had gasoline on me in my face.
In your eyes?
I mean, I'm still here.
Yeah, in your
Squirted
mouth.
in
And
your-
imagine you
yeah.
come at somebody, typically you come at somebody, your mouth's open, they spray gas in your eyes and face. It might slow you down.
I would love to do a bit. Can Virginia stop the bird? Bring that gasoline.
Okay.
Can't stop this.
They might have a problem with it at the gas station.
Well, we got to do
but...
this quick. It's got to be renegade style.
There's cameras, dude.
I hear you.
This is tough. There was a guy that was visiting the Civil War battlefield of Gettysburg that got trapped in a porta potty on Friday when a tree landed on the john.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he did not suffer serious injuries, but he was spending most of his afternoon in the portable toilet until they could come with chainsaws and cut his way out of there.
Wow.
That'd be tough, huh? It's a crappy way to spend an afternoon.
Terrible way to spend it. Did it knock the thing over?
I think it kind of like crushed the door and it just couldn't get it open. Yeah, it had fallen.
What a hell.
Oh,
what a
God.
moment of hell.
It's awful.
Yeah, it is pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. Got to wonder if it was the ghosts of Gettysburg.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that, Kev.
They don't like visitors.
Probably not. They probably were just like, guys, leave us alone.
Yeah. Maybe the guy was wearing a General Lee shirt.
Yeah.
Like, no, I swear, it's just a Dukes of Hazzard shirt.
This is the kind of thing that you would expect to probably happen at Kid Rock's bar in Nashville. On Saturday night, a guy took off his colostomy bag and started swinging it around, spraying his contents all over the place.
Hell no.
What?
Oh, my gosh.
The hell is the matter with
Welcome
people?
to Kid Rock's.
Oh, my gosh.
That is how you ruin a buzz.
That is how you get your ass kicked.
I'm not going anywhere near that guy's ass.
I got sprayed with fecal.
That's tough, man.
Ugh.
When Janice Galliano walked into her garage in Cape Coral, she found a felon hanging from the attic entryway.
A felon?
Yeah, she was napping when police knocked on her door and said, yeah, we're looking for somebody. So she opens the garage door and she sees this guy, half of his body's hanging out, and she saw his legs dangling. He then slipped back into the hot, dark attic and took off. And apparently police are still looking for the dude.
Wow, this guy is good.
I know this is a dumb question, but they did check inside the roof, right?
I'm sure they went and looked for him, up there, and he somehow got away from probably how he got in or whatever.
He's a slippery bugger.
If that happens to you and you see the legs dangling and he's trying to get away, do you try to grab the legs and keep him there, or do you let him?
I don't grab nothing.
Hey, my job.
I tell the cops, he went that way. I do not get involved on a physical level.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he hurt one of my children, I choked the life out of him with my bare hands.
If his legs get stuck and he can't move and they're just dangling, do you try to tickle him?
No.
It's a fun game, isn't it? This crafty little couple here, this is kind of cute. They busted out of a locked dementia and Alzheimer's wing at their assisted living home in Tennessee back in March. Apparently, it was a husband and wife, and the husband used his military Morse code training to memorize and crack the key code the staff was using to get in and out.
Wow.
He would go, doot, 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 and he would remember that, and so he knew what
sounded like.
That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah, so he memorized the sound and then went over he and his wife, and he picked the lock, and they took off. It was about 30 minutes before they tracked him down.
Wow.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Well, he must not be that demented. I mean, I know you said he has a dementia, but if he can put all that together,
right?
Maybe we shouldn't be locking him down.
It's kind of fun, though, huh?
Some of those senior homes, like, there's different levels. Like, you can go there and have your freedoms, or you can go there and be on lockdown.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just not ready for the lockdown yet.
You remember Happy Gilmore when he had to put his grandma on assisted living facility and they're all jerky? Yeah.
Ben Stiller was the jerky guy who plays a great jerk in
And
that
as soon as
movie.
you turn their back, they're real mean to him. And
He's got my favorite line in the whole movie. How about a warm glass of shut the hell up?
Kelsey Hopeful from San Diego met her boyfriend, Guy Bongiovanni, who's originally from Alaska, in a yoga class several years ago. They struck up a friendship, and over the course of 2 years, the duo developed romantic feelings for one another. Now, why this is a story, she's 28, he's 76.
Whoa.
And now they live together, and she admits that she hid the relationship from family and friends for a year. She is concerned about being judged, particularly by her grandmother, who is the same age as her boyfriend, 76. And apparently every time they're out, people think that she is his assisted living facility operator and his caretaker.
Yeah, you're going to get that for the rest of his days.
Yeah.
You have to just get to a place where you don't care.
Yeah. So they're enjoying their time now. She said, I realize he doesn't have many summers left. And he said, what? I don't know if you saw this story. Melissa Carter, the head of Central Elementary School in Clewiston, got in a little bit of trouble. In fact, they're talking about whether or not they should keep her or not. There was a tricky mom that hid a phone in her purse and captured video of her bending over a 6-year-old girl and hitting her several times with a wooden paddle. The girl had apparently caused about $50 worth of damage to a computer, and she had gone to the school to pay the fee, but then was sent to the principal's office, where Mrs. Carter thought a good spanking was in order. So the mom took the doctor to a doctor later on the day to document the red marks and bruises caused by the paddle. Now, just so you know, the Hendry County School District policy does not allow for corporal punishment, which would be spanking. And now the Clewiston Police Department and Department of Children and Families confirmed that the outlet, they're investigating the incident, and they may have to bring charges against the principal.
Really? A principal doesn't know you can't hit kids with a paddle? Like, what, you're living under a rock?
You're a principal, and it's a policy of the school district, so I would imagine that you've been debriefed on what the policy is.
Does anybody allow hitting?
Not anymore. I mean,
No.
back in the 80s, yeah, but that was the last decade you could get away with it.
There's, for a fact, right now in today's day and age, there's no teacher allowed to hit another kid for discipline unless it's a private school, maybe with nuns.
Hello, Texas is on the line.
Yeah, I know. So I'm saying, a Texas nun, is it going to spank a kid?
I don't know. I mean, I just thought that everybody knew you can't hit kids in school. Like,
I would
Most
ask
places.
We're going to look at the Texas nuns.
they have a habit and cowboy boots.
Oh, yeah, probably. Coming up here in a second, interesting email. Somebody who is in an uncomfortable situation because they're thinking they would like to get the COVID vaccine, but their boyfriend and his family are very serious anti-vaxxers. And she's trying to figure out how to handle this delicate situation in her life. We'll hear what she's got to say next.
This is 97.9 WRMF, Palm Beach.
Talking about the principal at Central Elementary in Clewiston in a little bit of trouble after she spanked a 6-year-old girl, and some mommy had filmed it, and the video came out, and they do not allow corporal punishment in Hendry County, which is just a little bit to the west of Palm Beach County. Now, where do they allow it? Because there are some places that do. Apparently here in Florida, especially even up north, somebody said, I'm 28. I went to Bell High School in Bell, Florida in Gilchrist County. That's a little bit northwest of Gainesville.
Okay.
And I was paddled for dress code in the 6th grade.
Paddled for dress code?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
My mom would have kicked someone's ass if they would have paddled me.
Yeah, I would burn the school down.
Yeah, I just can't believe that it really seems outdated that I can't believe that
now
schools
really
would be allowed to, yeah, I would not want any
with a weapon.
Well, I mean, that's not a weapon.
They're using a paddle.
Some of the stories I'm seeing in the chat room, and some that my friends are texting me of what they went through growing up, getting paddled from teachers and principals, is crazy.
Growing up, I get, and yeah, I think that things were a little bit whack back then, and now, yeah, there's no school, no administrator should be doing that. Should have that kind of power. You know, you need to deal with these things better. I'm not a fan of that at all. And it's even if you're a parent that loves paddling, do it. That's a personal thing. You should be doing that at home with your child, not at the schools.
Well, I'm just going on just a lawsuit angle. Anybody that would smack another kid, like it's not your kid and you're putting your hands on it.
Now there's so many very strong reasons why administrators, teachers, principals, whatever, should not be paddling children.
But back in the day, coaches would grab guys by the neck and slam them into.
Yeah, we're in a different era.
All that stuff would go down.
Yeah,
I remember vividly. I remember being in 1st grade. There was 2 nuns that taught us, and we had those old school erasers for the chalkboard where it was like a piece of wood with the eraser like glued to the bottom of it, but they were heavy. And a nun got pissed at a kid, and she, like ninja Chinese star from across the room, took the eraser and got him right in the temple. And this kid fell out. I was like, man, you knew not to cross these nuns. They did not play.
Yeah. That's the way it is.
I got some nun stories people are saying. My mom and Ann had some nun stories. They used to take rulers and crack them over the knuckles.
Dang.
I mean, that's so messed up.
It is crazy, but to me what's surprising is just that today it's still going on. 20 states still allow corporal punishment for administrators to spank kids.
And what's the level of spanking? Is it 1 spank? Is 5 considered child abuse? Are you allowed to use a paddle? Is it just your hand? Now you have your hand smacking a kid's butt. That's not weird.
In this video, I think she's using like a
She has a
paddle.
wooden paddle. Yeah.
I mean, a paddle.
There's too much left for interpretation. There's just no reason why this should happen. It's like that's not what you do. You administer. You try to get kids focused. If they become unruly, you get somebody to remove them. But yeah, there shouldn't be that physical type of touch.
Well, I believe in discipline, but
Yeah.
I mean, not.
It's not. It shouldn't be their role.
No.
Yeah, I think that's a little too much.
On the other end, though, teachers, and I'm not defending them hitting it because I do not agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
They are at a point now where they feel like they can't discipline anybody because they're going to get.
I don't think that should fall on a teacher. You're there to stimulate kids' minds and make a connection with them so that they get information into their brain. And if there's disciplinary issues, to me, that's something different. It's like bring in a counselor or someone that has the muscle to restrain a child, to remove them if they're disruptive to that level. Handle it that way.
And so the teacher's still allowed to teach, and they're
Yes.
focusing on that, not the
Right.
discipline. I
When that
do like
happens,
that.
you just you call somebody else and be like, hey, I got something I can't deal with here. Will you sweep it out and you deal with it? And then that's what they focus on all day long, is getting little jerky kids like I was out of classrooms so that they can go and take them behind a dumpster.
Did you ever get paddled by anyone that was not your parents?
I can't remember if I did or not. I don't remember being spanked in schools, but I remember the threat of it. I remember they would always talk about, paddles that they had. I remember there was always that thing where, my buddy Dan was telling me that the principal at the new school that I was getting ready to go to, they had nails in their paddle.
Oh, my God, was that true?
No. I believed it.
It is Logan, Ohio.
Yeah, I was in third grade. I didn't know. Somebody else had said that the paddle had holes in it so that it would cut right through the wind and come in faster and harsher. I mean, there was all kinds of, but that was used for fear and intimidation.
This is one of those topics where there's always going to be a bigger fish kind of story. Oh, really? Your nun did that to you? Well, listen to what this nun did to me.
They put us in the Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, everybody's got a story. So interesting, though, that they still do it in a lot of different places, even though you're not supposed to in Henry County. We'll see what
that
happens to
video
her.
is going viral.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Does she hit the kid a lot?
Yeah, with the paddle.
Over 5 times?
I didn't count, but
It's just honestly,
it's hard to watch.
You don't even want to leave it till once.
Agreed. I'm just trying to figure out how terrible it is. It sounds terrible.
Well, there's a couple of interesting headlines that came out from over the weekend. One that got my attention on Saturday morning came from the Florida Surgeon General. According to his latest health advisory, fully vaccinated Floridians no longer need to wear face masks in public or avoid most social gatherings. That's fully vaccinated Floridians. So he's basically saying that if you're out in public, forget the face masks. You don't need them. I see that Palm Beach and Broward counties have both relaxed their face mask mandates for fully vaccinated people outdoors. They do say in certain crowd settings and venues where there's a decreased ability to maintain physical distance, still consider it. But then the TSA has just extended their mask mandate for public travels on planes, trains, and buses. Just so you know, when you get out of Florida, it'll be different in different places. And that's what's going to be crazy and chaotic. Florida may be one thing, but if you go traveling this summer, you may go to another place that is not the same. The mandate is set to expire May 11th, but it was extended until September 13th. So all the way through the summer, if you go to other places, realistically, you better pack that mask. Or you may go on vacation and be like, well, I don't have to wear it in Florida. Be like, this ain't Florida, y'all. So it's a little bit different. So it is interesting just to see some of the dynamics that are happening now as we're getting more and more Floridians vaccinated. We're now up to about 30% of the population. So we're getting there. Over 6 million people now in Florida have received both vaccination shots. And we got an email from one of our KVJ Nationers that said, my boyfriend's family doesn't believe in getting the COVID vaccine. They had the coronavirus last June, and they say, look, we're fine. We're covered with antibodies, so they don't really wear masks either. A lot of their conversations center on the idiot sheep, and this is a quote, that are getting the vaccine. I haven't gotten the vaccine yet, mainly because of their attitude towards it, but I want to get it for my own safety and also because it looks like there are some upcoming things that I'd like to participate in where I'm going to need the vaccine and proof of it. Is anyone else going through this? Now, I love my boyfriend, but I seriously don't know what me getting the vaccine will do to our relationship, at least the one with his family, who I do see a lot. My plan now is to get it, not tell anybody until I need to, and then ask my boyfriend to please not tell his family. Is anybody else hiding the fact that they have or they are going to get the vaccine?
I think you should totally do what your plan is. Just get it and don't tell anybody you got it.
I mean, you're going to avoid drama that way. I know.
Right.
You got to be so transparent in a relationship.
You
But
actually don't.
You're doing this because you don't want it, because it's going to be an issue and it doesn't need to be.
He's not your husband. He's your boyfriend.
You're actually being the peacemaker by
Yes.
just getting
Right.
it and not saying anything.
Get
because
it. Be quiet about it.
don't make it a thing.
Yeah. And people are already saying this is a breakup. You want to be part of a family that will ridicule your own health choices?
I mean, to me,
Yeah.
the way I would do it is I go, this is how I'm living my life. And if you don't like that, you can kiss my ass. That's really what.
Absolutely.
I mean, your people are.
And then you actually take your ass out and invite them to pucker up.
Well, just in anything in life, not everyone's going to agree with everything you do. And
No.
honestly, it's really none of their business.
I was around a bunch of people this whole entire weekend because, hey, now 2 weeks have passed since I got my vax.
Yeah.
So I am free and clear. And I tell everybody that I'm near, I got the vax. I got the vax. Some people scoff and like, oh, she's stupid. And some people go, me too. But you know what? I don't care.
You know what I do? I always throw it a little knuckle bump. And if they're giving me the knuckle bump, I usually know everything's cool. If not, I don't know. I don't know.
Now, my question is, okay, let's say that this situation's going on, and I don't know, I'll just throw out a random situation. Let's say it's a cruise. She really wants to go on a cruise, if that's what she's talking about, because she didn't get specific. So let's say that it comes July or whatever, and you can start cruising again. And you've got the vaccine, and you can go, and your boyfriend doesn't, but you really want to go on this cruise, and one of your girlfriends is like, let's go. Do you leave him behind? He's like, well, I want to go on the cruise.
No, you leave him behind.
So-
it's not your rules. It's Royal Caribbean.
Right. So if he doesn't, do the vac, you still go run. Let's say it's a concert. Let's say it's whatever it might be. Who knows what it might be? You should not feel the least bit guilty going off because he refuses to get the vaccine and be like,
No.
well, you're going to go without me? Yeah, I'm going to go without you.
There's a lot of judgment out there with how people live their lives, and the way I live, I don't care what you do. Just be cool in front of me, and we're good to go. Because you start asking all these questions and you start prying into people's business, you're going to get into some kind of argument.
And you are the master of your domain.
Yeah.
You get to pick whether or not you get the shot.
Yeah.
He is making his choice. She is going to make her choice. They happen to be different choices, but they can still be in a relationship.
Yeah.
You don't have to force your view on everybody else. You do you.
Yeah.
But you should never hide. You really shouldn't hide the fact that you're getting a vaccination and because of his family.
And so if these events come up, you can go guilt-free to all of them and leave him in the
Yes.
dust.
Yes.
Because it's just the choices that you've made.
Go make out with strangers. Maybe you'll find a new guy you like better.
That might be bad for the relationship. But there you go.
I think we all agree this thing ain't gonna last.
No, I think this thing is not going to last just because she's on a totally different page and he and his family are trying to control too much. You can't tell other people what they can and can't do with the vaccine.
It'll be over by June.
Vaccines breaking people up, huh? All right. Any questions you have about it, you can always send us that email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Okay, let's say theoretically I've got $1 million here for you. In fact, you could make $1 million a year. Got a couple different situations on what you got to do, though, to get $1 million a year. First one, have every trip inside of a bathroom live streamed. Who's taking my money next?
Follow KVJ on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at KVJ Show.
You could make $1 million a year. You just got to follow this criteria I give you. It's conditional money. So in 1 year, I'll give you $1 million if you have every trip inside of a bathroom live streamed.
Okay, that means they see everything. You're standing up. You're doing it all.
Yeah, there's a camera that goes in there with you, just so you know that there will be a camera in the bathroom somewhere.
I'm not doing it.
I can't do that. I mean, that's just No.
Yeah, you have $1 million, but everyone knows now you're the poop person.
I mean,
everybody does it though.
There's girl stuff you're gonna see.
Everybody does do it, but it's kind of like how the whole hot dog is made. You know, a lot of people don't want to know.
There's ways that you could be subtle and discreet with what you do. I mean, there's a towel possibly you could use.
You seem like you could be a quiet pooper. But you're.
I'm taking it. I'm taking the $1 million. You can do it.
I feel like Kevin, if he had to, he could ninja poo.
He's a quiet pooper.
Or it'd be so quick. And it'd be so quiet.
Yeah, no,
I would sit down for everything, and I would be discreet, and I would take $1 million. And over the course of a year, you wouldn't get much out of it. You'd be like going, gosh, I really thought it would be. I'd see a lot more.
But everywhere you go, hey Kevin, look, you got poop again. The heckling.
I mean, did you? What? You don't poop?
Yeah, but it wasn't streamed, bro. It wasn't streamed.
So I got $1 million. See ya. I'm taking it. I think it's the wiser decision.
You're not taking it either.
I'm not taking it. And I really hope that they don't get anybody that has a stomach bug, because sometimes you'll need to throw up and have diarrhea at the same time.
Yeah, you just got to keep it together, because, I mean, there are times that, if you've got bowel issues, there are times where I've hugged a toilet. Do you want anybody really to see that? That's not a fun place to be.
Well, I'm weird when I'm brushing my teeth. They're going to see the whole thing.
Yeah, you are.
I like to dance. When I'm flossing with the music on.
Of that.
I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it.
You might have some viral videos there.
All right. I think Rawson just talked me into it.
It's $1 million, man. 1 year? That's it.
I feel like most dudes could do this and it'd be fine. Girls, we have a little bit more stuff we've got to do in there.
Okay. All right. I got you.
I hear you.
Okay. For $1 million a year, you must have horse teeth. And this is something that you keep for the rest of your life, but I give you $1 million every year for the rest of your life. But kaboom, for the rest of it, you got horse teeth.
Just the two front, or all of your teeth are horse teeth?
All your teeth are horse teeth, yeah. I mean, because you're thinking about rabbit teeth, where they got the front two teeth. For horse teeth are...
For $1 million? No, dog. You're
$1 million a year.
I mean, it's 2021.
$1 million a year.
A year?
A year. For $1 million a year, you must, for the rest of your life, have horse teeth.
$1 million a year. So you're
$1 million a year. I mean, that's a basic bam. Just drop salary.
I love big teeth. I think I would do it.
What's the internet thing with us in the bathroom? Was that $1 million a year too, or that was just $1 million payout?
It's $1 million a year. You can keep it as long as you want.
I'm doing both.
You're taking the teeth and the public poo.
I think I am, because I misunderstood. I thought it was $1 million in a buyout. $1 million a year for the rest of your life?
Imagine that, Kevin. The bird wasn't listening to your instructions.
It's not that I don't listen. I get caught up in the emotion of it. That was always my excuse in school, too. I'm listening.
I'm taking the bathroom, but I'm not taking the horse teeth. One, because it just, I mean, it's hard to get around, and you would startle everybody. And then two, think about how you would sound when you're talking. Can you imagine? I had a big old horseshoe here. It's like, wow, what is Kevin? I can't even understand Kevin.
I turn into a whole thing. I'm going to change my name to Horse Teeth Harry and make it just all kind of a.
You got the mane going on.
Like an act. Hey,
have you ever had any friends that got veneers and they just got them a little bit too big?
Oh, man, it's tough, isn't it?
Like,
think about that. So think about triple-size veneers. That person you know that went way too big, now go 3 times the size of that, and then that's what you got.
I think I can get through horse teeth, and I think with $1 million, I think you can still find someone to love you. I'm taking horse teeth. I think the internet might be worse. The internet, the streaming.
Oh, you're streamed in the bathroom.
The pooping, it's just, it's so public.
Okay. Hey, we all got our thing. Okay, for $1 million a year, you must, for the rest of your life, attempt to high-five every person you see.
It's going to get so draining.
Yeah, it is. That's the right way to say it. It's going to get draining. You would do it for a day and be like, this is funny. Look at me. I'm making $1 million this year. It's only $1 million a year. And you're right, draining. Like every person you see. Imagine going through Publix. You would have to gin yourself up so much to do anything in public.
You got to do Instacart. You can't go to Publix.
Well, but keep in mind, though, you would have to high-five the Instacart unless they do the... But and my other question would be, let's say I walk by Virginia in her room and I high-five her, and then I see her 20 minutes later in a different room. Do I have to high-five her twice?
Yeah, every person you see.
Yeah.
Wow, it's going to be
Hey,
so
like,
great.
dude, do you have to
It's
do this
not
every
living.
time?
That's not living
It's
to
not,
me.
and I think what would happen, you would start trying to hide away from the world. You become a hermit, and then your mental health would collapse.
Surprisingly, I'm not taking that deal.
I know, it is odd. I think when you really get through the realities of it, you're like, that's so easy. You just go up, hey, high five, high five, high five. But that's the first 5 minutes.
Well, at least I can chill with my horse teeth. I'm just chilling. I don't have to do anything.
Well, you can try to keep your lips closed, and then maybe nobody notices.
I think you just have to make the horse teeth work for you, which I think I could do.
Okay, for $1 million a year, you must, for the rest of your life, wear hair that is always dripping wet.
So you're that Roman Reigns, that wrestler.
I'm doing it. I'm totally taking
It's just, you just got out of the shower look, always. You're like, how's his hair still wet?
I'm totally taking the deal.
Everybody's like, why is his hair wet again?
It's still wet?
I'm going to
still
look like
wet.
a very wet horse because give me the teeth and give me the hair. I'm in.
You're taking that one. Okay. All right. For $1 million a year, you must, for the rest of your life, know that every time you pleasure yourself, your family is getting a group text to notify them of what you're doing.
I'm cool with it. Totally fine with it. I'm very close with my family. I'm making money.
He'll do it for $100 a year.
I think they already assume that's going down anyway. Yeah, so that's the easiest one.
They're like, Bird, we know.
How do we turn off your tug text?
Horse-tooth Harry's never leaving the room.
That's the only person you get action with. Solo sex is best. That's what America is now saying. Is this because of the pandemic or what the heck is going on? 60% of people say that they would rather get it on with themselves than with a partner now.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because there's less pressure sometimes. Look, sex comes with a lot of responsibility. For some people, there's a,
it's a performance anxiety. Maybe is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying for some people, when you're intimate with them, it just comes with a lot. It's not just sex; it's the whole thing, and that's a lot to deal with for a lot of people.
Guilt,
yes, all of that.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready or you're not feeling that in the moment, you may take a break from that.
These girls come over, they want to share your pizza after you have a romp, and you're like, no, I don't want to share my pizza.
Now, that actually sounds amazing. I would love to have a love-making pizza session. I mean, I need it.
Yeah.
I want it.
Right.
But it comes with...
I want you to meet my parents.
Well, you can, I guess, but I think as soon as you're having sex, I think it starts to get complicated a bit.
You've kind of invested in it.
Well, yeah, I think so.
And now
am I sounding old-fashioned? I don't know.
There's
What
some
the hell
criteria that comes with that. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think there's anything of just having sex. I think it always comes with something.
Yeah, I don't, trust me, I don't know the dating world and the sex world. I have had neither for a long time. But my question is where are we? Are we getting more in a hit it and quit it society where you can just go on ahead and do that and there shouldn't be any kind of emotional hangups or strings attached where it's like, what did you think this was going to be? We're just having relations.
People always act like they're tough. Oh, I can hit it and quit it. Somebody always catches the feels on one of the people do. It just happens.
But should it be expected to be going, yeah, what did you think was going to happen? I mean, come on, it's just sex.
Some people can do it. I'm just saying for a lot of people, they can't because they know it comes with a lot of stuff.
And maybe the better you lay it down, the more the ladies just go gaga. And they can't stop at just sex. They want more. They want the relationship. They want the white picket fence. They want the dream and the fantasy and the whole thing.
Angie from Hollywood says, has Bird never heard Friends with Benefits? Yeah, of course I've heard of that. But I don't, I think... Good luck with that.
They catch feelings.
Good luck with the Friends with Benefits. I know
it's
you're
an
gonna
unspoken contract that often gets violated.
Yes, and I know you're going to get tons of, oh man, Friends with Benefits, I did it. I get it. A lot of people just...
It can go wrong. Yeah, it typically goes wrong. Well, 60% saying they'd rather have the solo than with a partner. 2 out of 3 say the best moment they've had in their lives when it comes to that big O is coming solo, not with somebody else.
Really?
2 out of 3 say the best moment they've ever had was when they were alone rather than with somebody else.
I mean, we know you don't really do the big M.
For the big O.
Master, you know.
Yeah.
We know you're not really into that, so.
I'm busy.
You see,
I'm busy.
That right there alone tells me how much you don't really. You're not into sex.
These dishes ain't gonna wash themselves. Laundry don't do itself.
Okay. So do these sound like ridiculous numbers? And if this is the case, where are we going with this as a society?
It's just kind of sad.
Well, keep in mind too that porn is so regularly available everywhere. It's free, whatever you want, it's out there, and that increases everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there we go. So it's kind of interesting where we're set. Is any of this because of the pandemic that's going on? People just having to used to be solo and alone. I did see that condom sales are starting to go up, so they think that we're starting to edge out of the pandemic a bit.
Okay.
I mean, like a Penelope Star in the chat room. She goes, "I've had a buddy for 3 years." I'm assuming it's one of the. I'm not saying you can't work. I'm not saying you can't do that.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think I can.
Okay. All right. That's where it is. All right. Any comments? You can always text them into us, 877-979-WRMF. What is the best state in America for pizza? Food and Wine went out and actually ranked this, and a lot of people are saying this is a major upset for what is number one.
Really? I mean, it should be New York.
It's not.
Right?
It's not. Is it Chicago?
I'll let you know.
All right. Talk about a tease.
You got the bird.
Okay. Well, the bird will be back. I don't know if anybody else will.
Want KVJ uncensored? Check out the After the Show podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, and at kvjshow.com.
Best pizza state in America, according to Food and Wine, is not New York.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Is it Jersey?
Is it Jersey? Yes. New Jersey, they say, is number one.
I wish I would have known that when I was in Jersey.
You did Jersey wrong.
I did everything about New Jersey so wrong.
Here you are, the number one pizza state in America and the number one pizza fan in America. Well, it seems like coming to a perfect marriage.
Travel that far to blow it.
Well, I accidentally did eat at 3 different places. I had pizza the entire weekend, but I wish I would have zoned in a little bit harder. Not that I didn't try to get the best of the best. I did. But I could have really gone and done some work in Jersey.
A little front-end research before you travel to a new area is crucial to making sure you have a great time.
What's research?
Next time that you go up to that area, I want to take you.
Well, I thought we're going to Italy.
We are going to go to Italy, but if you ever want to venture back up to New York, I want to go with you.
We want to do the whole thing, Kev.
Yeah.
We're talking the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
The Empire, all of it. I got to get kind of drunk, though, because I don't think I could do that sober.
Yeah, Manhattan might be tough for a guy that's afraid of buildings.
And those aren't the coolest places. I mean, you can see the Statue of Liberty when you fly in from the airplane, and I'm good. I've never been to it.
Okay, you're right. Let's keep this a food-based trip.
Let's keep this about food and about cool spots and about neat things to see. I'm not so much into the tourist trap.
All right, we're not going to Statue of Liberty, Kev.
Of course, people believe that this is just a wrong list, and you can argue it out. People up there in the tri-state area, because they've got Jersey at 1, according to Food and Wine. 2, they put Connecticut, and 3 was New York. So, boy, that's really controversial, putting Connecticut ahead of New York for the best pizza state in America.
Yeah, because I told you guys before, I keep a little bit of a snack profile on everybody in our chat room, and many of our New Yorkers are saying it's gone down in quality. The Manhattan area, all the pizza is not like it used to be. The old school stuff's in Brooklyn.
The pandemic
did. The old school stuff is in Jersey now. It's the best pizza, is what they're saying.
Wow, so maybe this is actually some insight here.
Yeah. I think we got to go to Jersey instead of New York, Virginia.
I'm down.
Now, there's a couple things that might make sense, because you had thrown Chicago out there. Could that be it for their style of pizza? They do take it seriously, even though they have a different style. They put Illinois at number 4, and that probably is why. So that's number 4 in America. And then here's the odd, who would have known? Michigan is number 5, according to Food and Wine, for the best pizza state in America.
Why, though? Do they explain it?
You're going to have to read the article. That's the tease for them.
What is this Michigan pizza I must try?
Yeah, what is going on with it? I know Michigan has really great craft beer. When you talk about some of the best craft beer states, Michigan often is regarded. They have Bell's and a couple other really great breweries there. So they take that seriously. So maybe they just love Whatever it is, they love carbs like you do in Michigan.
You are getting me so pizza horny right now. Oh my
Gotcha,
gosh.
yeah.
She's
Prime
hot
of the
and
pump.
bothered.
Yeah, it might be deep dish Monday.
You did pizza yesterday.
All right. That cheese band's not going real good for him. I don't know. I fell off the wagon, man.
Yeah.
I walked in his house because I had to go get my keys and my car and my life and my earrings. And
Yeah.
I leave a trail of destruction.
The next day.
Panda had to come pick
yeah,
me
but-
up.
Oh, you had to put it all back
and
together.
by the way, 2 weekends in a row, Panda biked to my place, which that's now symbolism of he's getting away from Virginia.
When did he come by your house?
Yesterday,
Sunday.
after the big party.
So this is after it's all over? Wait, I mean, why do you have to get away yesterday?
Because on Saturday he had to come pick me up.
Saturday he had to pick you up.
And then Sunday he was just biking to get away.
Panda was the one that took her out of the party on Saturday.
Oh, he swooped in and got her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like a bat signal that goes up?
Jay Bird
It's
sends
like
it.
it's like a light in the sky, like the silhouette of a falling woman or
Come
something.
get your woman.
It's the bird
Yeah.
signal.
Yeah, the bird signal.
Help.
Look, the bird signal's going. He has to go get Virginia. It's time for her to go. Talking about Food and Wine Magazine, they listed the top states for pizza. They've got New Jersey at number 1, which a lot of people are calling an upset. Connecticut at 2. They have got New York at 3. Then they put Illinois 4, I guess the Chicago style. And then Michigan was 5. We're like, why? Somebody said it's the water in Michigan, and also they have something called Detroit-style pizza. Ooh. They say it's a descendant of Sicilian-style pizza, and it has basically soft and airy square crust, crunchy exterior, caramelized cheese that edges the pizza, and they have deep pans in which the pizzas are baked. Kind of a square pan is where you get it. In fact, I think there's a place in Delray that does the Detroit-style pizza. I think it's right by the little park area where they got Park Tavern and that whole area.
There's a few places that
right
does
off the Ave.
It does the Detroit around here. Yeah, they'll offer that every now and then. Not everybody does, and it's great fun when they do.
So I guess that's why they say Michigan is the 5th best state for pizza.
Sometimes, man, I am in just a thick mood. I want it thick. I want it wet.
I dream sometimes about that Chicago pizza we had when we went there, and it was like, seriously, you needed a fork and knife to eat it because there's no way you could have ever eaten this pizza with your hands.
There is a place right by my house, which is in walking distance. They do Chicago pizza. It takes about 35 minutes to make, and we can order one today and have a pizza party if you want.
I'm trying to get skinny for May.
For May, what's
just
in
for the
May?
month of May.
In May.
I'm losing my weight. I'm already down like 4 or 5 pounds. I'm halfway there. I got to do 4 or 5 more.
What's in May?
Well, the beginning of June is the Crawfish Festival, so I got to lose the weight in May so I look good in the beginning of June.
All for the Crawfish Festival.
Yep.
Yeah, you exhaust me.
Somebody said you need to try Motor City Pizza. It's on Woolbright 95, Detroit-style pizza.
Let me lock that into my snack filings here.
Rara's in West Boca. R-A-R-A in West Boca has Detroit style.
Wow, look at this. There's several places, Bird.
I'm writing it down, putting it in there, logging the information.
Pizza Rustica. Mike and Lake Worth sent that in. So there you go. Couple suggestions.
Oh, yeah. I love when people give me these ideas. I love talking food.
All right. So there you go. All right. We got more coming up. The After the Show podcast. I believe we're going to be talking to Ashley today. She sent in one of those emails for why is it that the KVJ show would want to interview me. Her grandfather is the one who drove Lee Harvey Oswald to Dallas on the day that he assassinated JFK.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's heavy.
It is crazy stuff. So we're going to talk about that on the ATS. Going to be live on YouTube coming up here. Just look for the KVJ show. Subscribe while you're there. All right, Bird, if you would, wrap up the Monday KVJ show.
For National Paranormal Day, I thought we'd do like a creepier kind of a thought for the day.
Okay.
Monsters are real, and ghosts are real too. They live inside us, and sometimes they win. Something just to ponder.
All right. Are you scared, Virginia?
I'm confused.
Okay.
More KVJ next on 97.9 WRMF.